Good morning. Happy Whit Friday. If you're a Saddleworth folk or a brass bander, you probably already know about Whit Friday. It's kind of cancelled this year because of the pandemic, but it's billed as the greatest free show on earth. Lots of brass bands from all over the country, not just this neck of the woods, come to compete. And there's lots of frivolity and lots of alcohol normally. And it's a real community event where the schools close, people don't go to work, the roads shut, and people come together to celebrate music and wit and being alive. After you. Good morning, Jack. Good to see you. Thank you. You can listen if you like, yeah. Wonderful. Yeah, so it's kind of cancelled this year, but there are online things happening instead. Music online, so people can stay connected in these somewhat disconnected times. So I'm combining my walk and talk with a recovery run this morning. I got rained on, but that's okay. It's only water. I'm embracing the weather. Recovery one, yeah. So I did a big push yesterday. Got my fastest ever 10k, and I am a little bit competitive. And I like to tell people that I'm only competitive with myself. Try and do the best that I can and improve on how I was yesterday. But that's not completely true, I've realised, because I'm still building up the ego. Jung says you have to build up a healthy ego before you can transcend it. And at times I've tried to skip to the transcending the ego phase, which is a bit of a spiritual bypass. But yeah, one of my friends on Strava, which is an app we use for tracking our runs and cycles and stuff, did a run yesterday morning, which is very similar to a route that I do, just over 10k. And I saw his time and I thought, I'm going to beat that. So the competitive element, the ego was still there, and I was competing not only against myself but against my friend Kev. Anyway, I enjoyed the run, that's the main thing, and it does me good. Also getting out in nature as well as the physical aspects. So tonight, 8 o'clock, if you would like to connect, come along to our Zoom. And morning. Yeah, we can have a chat, talk about what's going on for you, what's going on in the world. Not politics, we don't talk politics, we just talk about how we're feeling and any difficulties we might be having, or just have a chat, just have a natter. And we do a meditation at the end normally as well. So it's dead nice. Come along, 8 o'clock if you fancy. So, last night, Jack, if you're still there, I run the opposite direction down that alley. Do you? Oh, marvellous. Well, my house is just down there. Pop in for a brew sometime when you're allowed to do so. We can have a brew in the garden, can't we? Matcha. I don't have any matcha, but I've got lots of other herbal teas. Very welcome anytime, Jack. So what was I going to say? Yes, so last night, it's good that you're here, Jack. I'm going to talk about you. I was really inspired by the power of Jack's poetry and the passion with which he delivered it. I found it a really inspiring recovery journey, which is just a wonderful message out there for anyone who's experiencing mental health issues or knows someone who's experiencing mental health issues. You can get through it. You will get through it. Recovery is likely impossible, is a message we hammer home when I do my mental health first aid courses. And it is all the more likely impossible if these two things happen. Number one, early intervention. So as soon as you're noticing something, get on it. You don't have to wait until you're in a fetal ball crawling down the street in tears to your GP. And number two, having support around you. So having supportive friends, family, groups like this, it helps. And that's what I want to talk about today, really. Talking. It's good to talk. Is it an old BT advert? Was that their strapline? It's good to talk. And it really is. Openly sharing. So I've done one of those acronym things which I posted on here. I'll come to that in a minute, but I think that there's great power in talking and opening up, talking about how we're really feeling. It leads to healing, and it also normalises what you're experiencing, whether it's just a mental health issue or grief. You might be feeling grief today because Whit Friday's been cancelled. It's normal. Talk about it. Get the feelings out there. Otherwise, you're just pushing them down and they'll come out like a volcanic explosion or implosion at some point. And it also helps other people. It inspires other people to do the same. And I'm really feeling that within the group. And it reduces the stigma. Gosh, so much stigma around mental health issues. The shame is what it is, I think. People are afraid to say, do you know what, I'm struggling at the minute, I've got anxiety, I'm feeling depressed, whatever it is. It's society that creates the shame. It isn't a shameful place to be at all. It is just normal, it's part of human existence. So the more we do this, folks, the more we talk, the more we share, the more we connect, the more we shout from the rooftops, it's okay to be this way, it's okay to talk about it. In fact, it's better than okay, it's good to talk about it, so let's do it. Do you know, I've lost count of the number of times that people have said to me, gosh, I didn't know that talking could be so healing, so freeing, so empowering. They have light bulb moments. They feel validated, they feel heard, they feel lighter. They share things that they've never shared before. They come to realisations that they didn't even know they knew. Just by having somebody to openly, non-judgmentally, empathetically listen. So yeah, I've lost count of the number of times that's happened just in the last, whatever it is, 11 weeks since I started up the Hive. And certainly over the last 2.5 years since I've been training to be a psychotherapist, it's wonderful for me to hear that, and I want everyone to just spread the message. Just do it, get it out there, folks. So I'm going to tell you how I'm feeling. Got to walk the walk if you're talking the talk. And yesterday, I felt almost overwhelmed. A few weeks ago, the overwhelm was, I suppose I labelled it as negative because it was I was in a really tough place. But yesterday, the overwhelm was an overwhelm of love. And at times yesterday, I felt like my heart was going to overflow and I was very close to tears. And in the past, I would have just pushed that away. No, I'm not crying. What's all this? Soft. But it was lovely to just embrace that and express it as well. And the reason I was feeling that way was because I had so many lovely connecting conversations with beautiful souls yesterday. Jack's one of them. I had a 2-hour Zoom with a friend, which was just so nurturing, so open, so real. You know, it felt like we could say anything to each other, and we did. And it was so lovely. And also my mum, you know, I'm feeling closer to my mum than ever before. And my daughter, bless her, when my kids came back from their mum's house yesterday, and I put my son to bed and then went into my daughter's bedroom and, little baby squirrel, kitten. Baby squirrels are called kittens, I believe. My daughter was open to talking last night and we had such a lovely talk. Bless, I could have stayed there till midnight, bless her. It warms the cockles, it warms the heart. My son's come out. It was, just a day of love, a day of beauty, a day of connection. And really grateful for all these relationships that I have. So that's how I was feeling yesterday. And it's all based on talking, all based on authenticity, vulnerability, being open, being honest, being ourselves. really empowering and really just feeling that acceptance and that realness of being myself and the other person mirroring that back and being themselves. It seems so simple, but it is just so wonderful. So if you don't do that, I invite you, try a behavioural stretch today and just try talking, try being yourself. Allow yourself to be heard and seen. And I don't know if you've heard of Carl Rogers. He's known as the father of person-centred counselling, and he has some core conditions which he laid out for a therapeutic relationship to be successful. And they are basically empathy, someone who's empathetic, listening, without judgment. He coined this phrase, unconditional positive regard, which means that the therapist just doesn't judge the client at all, just sees them in a positive light, even if they're sharing some dark stuff, some things they may be ashamed of in their past, just unconditionally positive towards that person, accepting, empathetic, and just holding that safe space. And that really is the whole basis of most talking therapies. And yeah, we can just bring this into our everyday conversations. Just be like that. So, here's my invitation to you. What's going on for you today? And I don't mean what tasks do you have to do. I'm not interested if you've got some ironing to do or you pop into the shops. I want to know if you're willing to share. Ooh, blue sky. What is going on inside for you today? What are you really feeling? Oh, that's the primary school I used to go to. Now just rubble, making way for a housing estate. What's going on inside? How are you feeling? What are you struggling with, if anything? Maybe it's all positive. That's great. Share it. You know, in sharing how I was feeling yesterday, I'm aware that not everyone's going to be feeling that good. Not everyone is overwhelmed with love at the moment. So I'm mindful of that. And it's okay. It's okay to be where you are. It's okay to share where we are, regardless of how positive or negative we label it. And I want to come back to Jack, actually. You know, his recovery journey was kind of supercharged, I feel. We talked about this last night. In the space of 15 months, he went from a breakdown and PTSD diagnosis to wellness. And yeah, it's one step at a time with any kind of recovery, but he's thriving, I would say. And I know several people, at least 2 friends, who have been struggling for a long time with their mental health. And it's almost like, at times, I mean, one of them actually said to me, swapping arms, that life has to be difficult. And they're almost possibly self-sabotaging and making themselves go through this pain when maybe they know lots of good strategies and how they can change their mindset and move into recovery, but they're not doing it for whatever reason. And I'm not judging this at all. It's where they are, and it's okay to be where they are. I know in my recovery that I was not supercharged like Jack. And yes, I knew many tools, and I had many supportive friends, but it took me a really long time to embrace those because I just wasn't ready. Maybe I didn't want to. Maybe I needed to, I don't want to say wallow in self-pity. Maybe I needed to feel the pain for longer. But yeah, I really salute Jack's energy and commitment to his own recovery process, which was very powerful, inspiring, committed, wonderful. So, what's going on for you today? And I'm going to do the acronym before I finish. So, talk. T is for tell someone how you're feeling. This is my challenge for you today. How are you really feeling? If someone asks you, how are you? If you sense that they are wanting to know, really, rather than just the pleasantry, yeah, I'm fine, thanks. Try connecting with them and actually saying how you are really feeling today. Open up. If you don't feel you've got a friend to do that to, or you don't have the opportunity, feel free to post it on the Hive. Do a little post, do a little video. It's not just for me to talk on the Hive, it's for all of us. Get what you need from it. Add what you need. Offer what you think might help others. So do a little video. Do a little walk and talk, or just write a post if you don't feel confident doing something in front of the camera. And Supercharge will be a poem title. Excellent, Jack. Good to hear it. I look forward to hearing it once it's done. So yeah, tell somebody how you feel, whether it's a Hive or a friend or a family member. Do that. That's the T. The A, authentic. So be yourself. Allow yourself to be vulnerable and open. Give yourself that space to be seen. Take the space to be heard. You deserve it. One of my friends messaged last night to say that she didn't feel she deserved self-care at the moment, which saddened me, but we all deserve it. We all deserve to be seen, we all deserve to be heard, we all deserve self-care. It's not selfish. Love yourself first. And the L is for the listener. It's important who you choose as your listener or listeners. You need someone, like Roger says, to be empathetic, someone who is really going to actively listen to you, not interrupt or try and fix you. You don't need fixing, you're not broken. You don't need advice. How does it go for you when someone gives you advice? What you need to do is meditate every day. Shut up. You don't need that. You just need you need someone to just listen and say, okay, that sounds really tough. I'm here for you. So choose your listener or listeners wisely. Someone who's going to hold the space for you to share what you need to share. And finally, the K. Know. Know that. Although it might be scary to start sharing in this way, although it might be hard to express your feelings at first, it will get easier and you will feel better. You'll feel better about doing it, and you'll feel better once you have done it. I almost guarantee sometimes there's going to be pain. Yeah, it's going to take you to some painful places if you're sharing your inner world. But you know what? Pain's okay. And know that this is the way to healing. Talk, heal. It's as sure as night follows day. So there we go. It's okay to show your feelings. And if you want to use the Hive to do this TALK, have a talk, please do so. If you want to join us at 8 o'clock tonight for our connection, support and meditation session, please do so. It would be great to see you there. So whatever you're doing on this Whit Friday, which has changed from a rainy day to a sunny day, thankfully, then I hope you enjoy it, and hopefully see some of you at 8 o'clock. And if not, have a good weekend and take care of yourselves. And love yourselves, man. Let's talk. Take care.